The greatest decision you can make as a man is to leave your hometown. This changes you in so many other ways that you're not expecting and allows you the freedom that so many people and so many guys are after, this craving feeling of being free to be who they want to be. What I noticed with my departure from my hometown was that I had been placed inside of a bubble, inside of a box. My personality, who I was, what I was allowed to say, what I was allowed to do, and this kind of idea or image of who I was constructed through other people's imagination of me pretty well. But basically it wasn't really their imagination, it was just what I'd presented. So I went to high school with them, and going into high school, having those, I went from 7 years with them to 8 hours a day every day. They craft an image of who you are. And with the jokes back and forth, the banter, sometimes, with our insecurities, we lock ourselves into a box of what we can say, what we can't say. And a lot of the time our friends, they love us in their life because it serves them really well. Especially if you've got some more, masculine friends or some friends that are a bit more leaders. They love you being a certain way. And what they do is they don't allow you to step outside that box not because they don't care for you, but because it serves them. And if you start to change the narrative of who you are, it doesn't serve them and kind of makes their ground a little bit rocky, a little bit shaky. And you might think, oh, this is all airy-fairy, until you have it happen to you and you really realize. And a great example is that if you start to change your behavior slightly, you're going to get massive pushback, not from strangers that you don't know or people that you don't associate with, but from your actual friends. They're the ones, and especially in Australia, they would attack you so viciously about changing anything. And so the one thing that everybody's scared about happened to me, which was I started to change and I lost all of the friends. But that was okay, because that allowed me to be able to do the move where I changed location and I was able to reinvent myself. And that's what you're going to do. The reason why it's so powerful to move away from your hometown is that people have that image of you, and when you go to a new town, no one has an image of you. So you can literally be whoever you want. You can act however you want. You can craft a new archetype of who you are as a person. There is no limits, no boundaries, and all that they're going to have in their mind is who you used to be. So when you go back, and you're going to notice, if you do this change and if you take the leap of faith of moving to a new city, you will find that when you go back and you see these people, they'll be like, oh man, you've changed. I've had lots of DMs, and I'm not just saying that, I actually have had a lot of DMs about, oh, you've changed, I don't like what's happened to you, you're not the guy that I grew up with. Yeah, it should be like that. You really should be changing. You really should be evolving. And there are people that associated you when, for me, when I was 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, now 30, of course I'm going to be completely different. I've had so many different experiences, not only amazingly positive ones, but negative ones that I've had to overcome that have built me into a very strong, capable human being. And so it all comes down to, when you really refine it back to what the singular point is. When I can look back at my life, I'm like, okay, well, at 18, leaving my hometown, and then at 20, 21, taking the leap of faith to travel, and 21, moving to where a lot of you knew it was RSD, and moving in with Owen and being his assistant for a lot of years, living in Los Angeles. That was the first sort of time I could be whoever I wanted. And I knew that it was a journey that I had to depart from, not only the friends I had, but the old story I kept telling myself. The story that I was hardly done by, the story that, oh, well, I'll always be bullied for the rest of my life, I'll never be good with girls. And so that departure from that environment, what I found out was there was kind of memories and behaviors and personalities that were locked to that geographical location. And when I moved, they all disappeared. And that was fantastic, because that was the byproduct of a decision that I made that I didn't even expect. And so because I didn't have everything was new. So I was becoming new because I was adjusting to my environment. And this is why If you're a younger guy, 18, 19, 20, 21, it's imperative you have nothing to lose by going and exploring the world. That's my major thing. You have nothing to lose, everything to win. Not only are you going to be more self-reliant, you're going to have handled different situations that someone that is your age that might have stayed at home being comfortable, reminiscing about the good old days, would never have experienced. And all these new experiences are going to make you capable, more intelligent, more street smart. You're going to be able to understand the world better. You're going to be able to make more money. You're going to be able to attract more girls because you're going to be in more scenarios. You're going to be cultured. All of these things are only positive. Now, is there going to be some negatives? Absolutely. Of course there are. You're going to go there, you're not going to know anyone, and that's why you watch my videos, so you know what to do when you go to a new city, how you can make friends like that, or how you can get attraction like that. So I can only see wins and positivity coming your way by doing a decision like this, and that's why you should move out of your hometown as soon as possible.